When a loved one passes away in a different state, steps have to be taken to get them home. That's the process family members of the victims killed in the car crash in Lee County last week are now going through. Our Jory Talley joins us in the studio to explain how this works. Jory?
Joey, the victims are from Illinois and their families are working to get their bodies back home from Mississippi. It's a process coroners and funeral homes are familiar with all across the country.
Getting a body back to loved ones out of town can be a long and expensive process. It begins with the coroner finding the deceased person's residency.
And then call the sheriff's department from that county and then have them go notify the next of kin. Once next of kin's been notified, I ask the next of kin, what funeral home that they want to use or make the removal.
Once the family decides, the funeral home takes over.
We call them, they make the initial removal, and then again we have the body sent to a morgue. And then from that point, we try to get up with another funeral home that's going to do the final services.
Then the local funeral home works with the out-of-state funeral home to get the body back to where it needs to go.
Of course, getting permits and authorizations and certain things like that for laws that we have to abide by to get people back. And then making sure the travel is okay. There is preparations on our end that has to be done prior to a person traveling.
Lowndes Funeral Home Director Caleb Pounders says the most critical part is making sure the body arrives safely.
Preparation on our end or wherever they're coming from, usually a person has to be embalmed or cremated before they can travel over state lines, and that's just a part of the laws that each individual state has.
The family decides if they want their loved one to be transported by car or plane.
Usually if somebody's going to fly or even travel by vehicle, if it's a pretty substantial amount of miles associated with that, you're looking maybe at a cost of $1,000 or more, in addition, in excess to what the traditional regular funeral would cost.
Pounder says family members have the right to transport a body over state lines as long as they have a burial transit permit. The families of the crash victims have set up a GoFundMe account. Joey?